Hey, what's up, users? This is John at Muse for You, here to help you build awesome websites without code. And I have a fun video tutorial for you today. I'm going to be going over the responsive full width video widget found at museforyoushop.com. Now, I've been having a lot of fun with video widgets. I just recently released the full screen video slideshow cover widget, which has responsive video in a slideshow, which is a lot of fun. For this widget, you can add a full width video to the top of your Adobe Muse website. And what's great about this widget is that it works great with breakpoints. And when I say breakpoints, I actually built into this widget its own breakpoints because in Adobe Muse, when I was working with video in Adobe Muse and I added breakpoints, every time I would go to those different breakpoints or resize the browser, the video would stop playing. So I took it upon myself to kind of fix this issue and make it so that when the browser resizes, that the video is responsive and it keeps playing as the browser resizes. So this widget has its own breakpoints, which work kind of independent of the Adobe Muse breakpoints, but it allows the video to continuously play as the browser resizes, and you can change the height and the width of the video on each of the breakpoints within the widget. And I'll go over all of that in this video tutorial. I'll go ahead and read what I wrote here. It says the responsive full width video widget allows you to place a responsive full width video at the top of your Adobe Muse website. You can change the video width and height over 5 different breakpoints. The breakpoints are added within the widget, so the video will continuously play when resizing the browser. And the features included, you can change the video changes with the browser size. You can add a .webm and .ogg file for browser fallback support. You can add a poster image for devices that do not play video automatically, so like tablets and mobile devices don't always play the video automatically, or they require a play button, so you can add a poster image that will replace the video on those devices so your website will still look good. You can loop the video, you can add a color overlay over your video. You can add a mesh overlay over your video using patternify.com, and I'll go over that in this video tutorial. You can add breakpoints within the widget for continuous play when resizing the browser. You can change the width and height of the video on different breakpoints. You can make the video larger to remove any excess black lines within the video. So sometimes your video might have black lines at certain width and heights, but you can make the video larger and remove those lines within the video, or those lines won't be visible within the video. And it works with responsive design and adaptive design in Adobe Muse. And here's a video converter in case you wanted to convert your .mp4 files into .webm and .ogg. It's called converterpoint.com. And here are free stock videos in case you wanted to kind of experiment or use some of these videos for your website. So those are the features and the description of the widget. And over here to the left, we have the widget options. As you can see, if you've worked with the Ultimate Video widget, it looks very similar to the Ultimate Video widget. The only difference being that the video here is responsive and you can add breakpoints. Here is the video dimensions. If you're not too sure what your video dimensions are, this isn't a really big thing. If your video works with the 1980 by 1080, I wouldn't worry too much about it because it might have the same aspect ratio as the video you add to your website. And I'll leave a link. I'll actually add a link to the widget page for optimal video dimensions. If you do know the video dimensions, you can enter it here, and it just helps the widget resize the video and make it responsive. But if you find that if you add the video and the 1980 by 1080 works, then you're fine with these video dimensions here, that are here. And then here we have breakpoint 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first breakpoint is this video width and height up here, and it's recommended that you add that the largest breakpoint be this video width and height, and then for any smaller breakpoints, you use the breakpoint 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then down here is more of a description of what the breakpoints look like. So just like in Adobe Muse, when you right click and add breakpoint, here what you do is just add the breakpoint, that you've added, or you select the breakpoint here, and then you set the video width for that breakpoint and the video height for that breakpoint as well. And here's more of a view of what it looks like. These are the default settings that come with the widget, but you can change all of this for your website. And I'll explain all of this in this video tutorial. So that's the overview of the widget. So I'll go ahead and preview the widget in the browser. So I'll click on preview, and here I have a video of cookies. I kind of like cookies, and I like the video. So this is the video here. And when I resize the browser, we can see that the video changes sizes, and it looks really good, and it doesn't stop playing. It just is fully responsive and changes with the browser width, which is really great. And the other thing, if you notice, the video height gets smaller around this breakpoint, and then when I get a bit smaller, it resizes again. So here it's 300 pixels in height, here it's 400 pixels, or excuse me, here it's 400 pixels, and here it's 300 pixels. So that way you can design your website on different breakpoints and see what looks good for your website. And you can add anything over the video. You can add a color overlay, a mesh overlay, and you can add images or a logo over the video if you'd like. And that looks really good there. And it goes with the browser. It scrolls with the rest of the website. So that looks good there. All right. So there's the example of the widget on desktop or in the browser. I also have my phone here. So if I view the website on my phone and I go to preview, we can see on the phone it's just a poster image. And this is great because it'll load really fast on mobile and tablet devices, and your website will still look good because it has a poster image. And because mobile devices and some tablets require a play button, I think most tablets require a play button, your website will still look good because the video won't play automatically, but it'll have the poster image. So those are the examples there. And in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add this widget to your Adobe Muse website. So to get access to this widget, you simply go to museforyoushop.com, and then here you can click on the pop-up, and here you can click subscribe to get access to all widgets and any new widgets I come out with for $39 a year. Or if you'd like to use PayPal, you can click here and subscribe with PayPal. If you'd like to purchase the widget individually, you can click here on the responsive full width video widget, and here you can click add to cart to purchase individually, or again, you can get access to all widgets and any new widgets I come out with for $39 a year. Okay, so that's the widget and kind of the overview there. So I'll just go ahead and open up Adobe Muse. I'll go to File, New Site, and I'll click OK. Then I'll double click on the home page, and right away I can add the widget. So to add the widget, I'm just going to go to the library panel over here. If you don't see the library panel, you can go to Window and click on Library. Okay, so in the library panel, I'll just type in responsive full width. Here we go, full width video widget, and it shows up here. So I'll click, hold, and drag and place onto the Adobe Muse website. So right away we get this box that's 500 by 300 pixels in width and height. And the first thing you want to do when you drop the widget into the website is make it 100% width. So to do that, we'll go to the resize option right up here. We'll click the drop down and we'll say stretch to browser width. All right, looks good. And this kind of just serves as a placeholder because the widget itself, no matter where you put the widget container, the video is going to be at the top automatically. So as we see, I've placed it lower within the website. And if I go to File, Preview Page in Browser, right here, we can see that the video overlay here is still at the top. So the video will be at the top no matter where you put the video container. It just serves as a kind of nice placeholder so that you know that the video is there when you're designing your website. So there's the widget. We made it 100% width by saying stretch to browser width. And now we can add the video to the widget. So I'll open the widget options. And here we see the video width is 100%. The video height is 500 pixels. So here we can select an MP4 file. I do recommend having at least an MP4 file. You can add the WebM and OGG for fallback support on different browsers, like Firefox sometimes uses OGG or WebM. I think it's mostly OGG, but other browsers sometimes use WebM or OGG. But I do recommend having at least MP4. So I'll double click on the MP4 file here. I'll select WebM. I'll click on the WebM file and the OGG file. So now the video has fallback support, so it'll work on every browser. or mostly every browser. So here I'll select the poster image, I'll click add file, and I'll select the poster image for devices that don't play video automatically. And we can enable an overlay. So the overlay color is this light blue. And that's it. So if I go to File, Preview Page, and Browser, we can see the video playing, and I can resize, and it looks good. And because the video already has some preset breakpoints, we can see that the video gets smaller across the breakpoints as it's changing width. And we see we haven't added any breakpoints to Adobe Muse. And that's because this widget is working with its own breakpoints. So we have breakpoint 1 at 768, breakpoint 2 at 640, breakpoint 3 at 480, and breakpoint 4 at 320. So I'm going to go ahead and add these breakpoints to Adobe Muse so that as I'm working with the website, the video breakpoints correspond to the website. And as I'm designing, it'll make sense. The video and the website will make sense together because they'll have the same breakpoints. So I'll go ahead in the breakpoint bar, I'll right click, add breakpoint, and I'll say 768. And I'll right click again, add breakpoint, I'll say 640. All right, I'll right click again, add breakpoint, I'll say 480. And I'll add another breakpoint at 320. So right click, add breakpoint at 320. So I'll go to File, Preview Page, and Browser. We can see that the video is going to respond just the way it did before. But now when we're working with breakpoints in Adobe Muse, we know that the video is changing size at these different breakpoints. So if I were to add some text, let's say I add some text, Muse for you, and I'll change this text to white, and I'll make it 18, or actually a little bit bigger, maybe 36, and I'll change the font to Lotto here, and I'll center it. Okay, so that looks good there, and I'll center it right here. And then across the different breakpoints, I'll just move this text so it looks good on all breakpoints, and I'll stretch this out a little bit, just like that, and perfect, just like that. All right, and this one here, I'll stretch it out just like that, perfect. So as we can see, I've changed the text on the different breakpoints. So now we're working with Adobe Muse breakpoints and the video breakpoints. So if I change the browser, we can see that because we've changed the text on the different breakpoints, the website looks good on all breakpoints. And just as an example, if I hadn't changed it on, let's say, the 320, I'll just undo a little bit, just like that. If I go to File, Preview Page, and Browser, we can see as I change it, that doesn't look so great because the text kind of jumps over here to the bottom. All right, so we're working with breakpoints in Adobe Muse, and the video has its own breakpoints, which is great. So the video will continuously play, and your website will look good across the different breakpoints. All right, so there we go. We can make this really wide, so hopefully it doesn't put text underneath other text. All right, yeah, that looks good. Looks very good there. Awesome. I could even make this a little bit wider here so the text fits exactly how I want there. I'll go to File, Preview Page, and Browser, and perfect. Yeah, we could play with this breakpoint here and widen the text box so that the text here doesn't go below the text. But as we can see, the video keeps playing and it's fully responsive. And I could even add the font smoother widget to make the text look really nice. All right, there we go. Perfect. So another thing with the widget is if we go into the widget options, we can enable mesh overlay. I'm going to show this really quick. It doesn't look great with me creating a video. The mesh looks a little bit kind of distorted, but I'll show you how to use the mesh overlay. So I'll click enable mesh overlay. I'll go to patternify.com, and I'll select this mesh right here, and we'll leave it at black. We can actually change the color of the mesh by selecting the color here and making it white. And actually, we'll leave it black. Actually, it might look better in this video. So we'll leave it black, and then I'll copy this base 64 code here, or you can say copy CSS, or yeah, I'll just copy the base 64, and then we'll go into the widget options. Very similar to the Ultimate Video widget if you've used the Ultimate Video, and then I'll hit Command V to paste and hit enter. And I'll go to File, Preview Page, and Browser. And as we can see, the video has a mesh overlay, a black mesh overlay, which looks nice. Hopefully it doesn't look too weird in this video. I know when I'm creating a video from my computer, sometimes the mesh looks a little bit different. But if you are viewing this live or on a browser, it looks great. So there's the mesh, and I'll go ahead and remove the mesh just in case it's kind of distorting on the video. So there we have it. And the next thing I'll show, so we've gone over the breakpoints, I think. Yeah, so here we have 768, video width is 100%, and video height is 400, and you can change the height of the video on the different breakpoints by changing the video height here. So the other thing I wanted to show is, let's say you have a video and it has black lines in it, and that doesn't always look great. So I actually have a video that has black lines, so I'm gonna go and add this video really quick. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the video here and I'm just adding it, and there we go, and the poster image, which is right here. Okay, looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and preview this video in the browser, and we can see it has the black lines there. So I'll go to File, Preview Page in Browser, and we see those black lines. Doesn't look that great. If we make the video larger, those black lines disappear, but we can see we have black lines here for the last breakpoint at the 480 breakpoint. So let's say I want to remove those black lines on this breakpoint. What I can do is go into the widget and go to breakpoint 3, which is 480, and make the video 150% width. And what that'll do is make the video larger so those black lines aren't visible. So I'll go to File, Preview Page, and Browser, and we've almost got rid of them. Not quite. We need to make the video a little bit larger. So we'll say 200% for the video width, just like that. And we can play with the height as well to make sure that those black lines don't appear. So as we can see now, those black lines are not there and looks great. All right, so we can do that for all the breakpoints. We can see on this breakpoint we have those lines, so we can make the video 200% on all the breakpoints just to make sure that we don't have those lines there. All right, and you can play with it and see kind of, you know, what width works for your website. And yeah, we'll leave the initial breakpoint at 100. So there we go. So around this breakpoint here, we can see the black lines, but all the other breakpoints we cannot. So let's go into the widget, and we'll change it to 200 here as well. Okay, looks good. Now, if you notice the video is very stretched, then I'm going to show you how to kind of work with that. So I'll go to File, Preview Page, in Browser, and there's the video. So we don't have the black lines on any of the breakpoints. Looks good, and the video is more zoomed in, so you can kind of work with it and see what works best for your website. But if you notice, the video did get very stretched, and we have some horizontal scrolling. So to disable the horizontal scrolling, we can go into Muse or into the widget, and it's very stretched here. We can go into the widget, and yeah, let me get the widget options. Yeah, here we go. So I had to undo there a little bit, but here we can disable horizontal scroll. And that will look really good. So I'll go to File, Preview Page in Browser. There's the video, and we no longer have the horizontal scrolling. So we can zoom in the video and disable the horizontal scroll so that the website doesn't scroll horizontally. And it just gets wider because we're making the video larger than 100%. So it's going outside of the canvas, and that's what's creating the horizontal scrolling. There. So by checking the option enable, or oops, don't know what happened there. Yeah, let me go to the right. So by going to the widget options and selecting disable horizontal scroll, your video will not, or your website will not scroll horizontally, even if the video goes off the canvas while you're building the website. So if you make your video more than 100% width. So I think that's it for this video tutorial. Again, we can add breakpoints. The breakpoints in here work independently of the Adobe Muse breakpoints, but you can add the same breakpoints that are in the widget to Adobe Muse, so that when you're working with different elements, you'll know that the video and the elements are working together on those breakpoints. So that's it for this video tutorial. I'll go to File, Preview Page, and Browser again. Here's the video, looks good and perfect. So you can add you can add a color overlay, a mesh overlay. You can add up to 5 different breakpoints for the video. The video continuously plays, and on tablet and mobile devices, the poster image kicks in so that your website will still look good on those devices. And as we can see, that you can change the height across the different breakpoints. So maybe I'll go over that one last time here. I'll go to the 480 breakpoint, and we'll go here, and for the height right here, I'll say 200, so we can see it get really small there. So I'll go to File, Preview Page, and Browser, scroll, and there we can see that the video's height is quite a bit smaller. It's at 200 pixels in height. So there we go, looks good. So you can change the height and the width across the different breakpoints. The video will continuously play. Yeah, you can add color and mesh overlay, and you can add fallback support and a poster images for devices that don't play video automatically. So that's it for this video tutorial. Again, to get access to this widget, you simply go to museforyoushop.com, and here you can click on the pop-up, and here you can click subscribe to get access to all widgets and any new widgets I come out with for $39 a year. Or if you'd like to subscribe with PayPal, you can click here and subscribe with PayPal. If you'd like to purchase the widget individually, you can click here on responsive full with video, and here you can click add to cart to purchase individually. Or again, you can get access to all widgets and any new widgets I come out with for $39 a year. So again, I do this to help you build awesome websites without code. I am having a lot of fun with video widgets, and I think it could add a lot to your Adobe Muse website, and yeah, just add more video functionality, and make the video responsive and have a nice responsive video on your Adobe Muse website. So if you like this video tutorial, you can subscribe below. Also in the show more section below are links to other resources and links to museforyoushop.com. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video tutorial. Thank you.